Why does Riley in Inside Out have male and female emotions in her head? We'll find out right after this. Hey everybody, I am Taylor from Beard vs. Geek, where I show you it is okay to be a man and a geek at the same time. Now remember, if you want more manliness or geekiness in your life on a daily basis, go ahead and subscribe to this channel and go to beardversusgeek.com. There's some awesome articles and podcasts on there as well. Great stuff. But since we are talking about Inside Out, we should talk about Riley. Now, the other day I watched Inside Out and I realized that, wait a second, Riley is the only character in Inside Out to have male and female emotions in her head. Now, I went on the internet and I looked this up, and there's a bunch of different theories out there as to why this is the case. Everything from she's really bisexual, or she's homosexual, or she's transgender, all of these other things, because it's an anomaly. Whereas her mother, all of her emotions were female. Her father, all of his emotions were male. Same with the guy that she bumped into at the hockey rink. Okay, he was about her age. All of his emotions were male. And the girl at school, all of her emotions were female. So, what the hell is going on? Well, having studied anthropology, cultural anthropology, and gender and sexuality over the past several years at a university level, I'm going to give you my theory as to this. Now, in order to understand my theory, you first need to understand there are three different categories relating to sexuality and gender. So we need to go over those really quick. So grab a pencil, I guess. I don't know, I'm not going to quiz you about this, but still, it's a fun thing to learn. First, we're going to talk about sex. Now, sex, in this context, we're talking about biological sex. Although, I bet your ears perked up a little bit, didn't they? Yeah. Alright, now, biological sex refers to what bits are attached to your body. Alright? So there is male and female biological sex. It all depends on what you have going on. Then, there is sexuality. For example, heterosexuality, homosexuality, or pansexuality, or bisexual. Sexuality refers to what you find sexually attractive. Heterosexuality means that you are a male and you find females attractive, or vice versa. Okay, the traditional sexuality. Or there's homosexuality, where you are a male or a female and you are attracted to the same sex. If you are a female, you are attracted to a female. If you're a male, you're attracted to a male. With me so far? These are pretty understandable. Now, there's also bisexual, where a person who identifies as either male or female is attracted to both males and females. Okay, moving on. There's pansexual, which is you find everything attractive. Alright, regardless of gender or sex. Alright, you with me? Great. So there's sex, which is attached to you, sexuality, what you're attracted to, and then finally there is gender. Now gender is how you self-identify, what's going on in here, okay, apart from biological. Now for gender, there's all sorts of different genders. You can either be whatever you identify as. If you are biologically male and you identify as male, okay, that's one. Or if you're female, you identify as female. To a lot of people, that is considered normal. Okay, so that's one. You identify as what your biological sex is. Then there is transgender, where your gender, what's going on inside of you, is different than your biological sex. For example, I am biologically a male. Now, if I identify as female, okay, or a woman trapped in a man's body is the common phrase, then that is an example of transgender. A person whose gender is different than their biological sex. Now, this is different than sexuality. Alright? So that's where things become complicated. Okay, there's the normal gender. Okay, I use air quotes there. Whereas you identify as male and that matches with your biological sex, or you identify as female and that matches with your biological sex. Okay, there's transgender, woman trapped in a man's body, man trapped in a woman's body, etc. There's also a different one called gender fluid. Now, this is a fairly new term and idea in the anthropological world. Gender fluid basically means that you don't identify as male or female or transgender. You don't fit in any of the boxes. Okay? That's all gender fluid means. You don't identify as male or female. You don't identify as transgender. You with me so far? Okay? So there's regular gender, there's transgender, and now there's gender fluid. Now let's go back to Pixar and see how all of this definition stuff goes into Riley and Inside Out. Now, we know that Riley has not yet hit puberty and is not yet attracted to particularly anybody, even though she has the imagination of the ideal boyfriend. Now, my theory is that she has the ideal boyfriend in her imagination simply because that's something that everyone does. Okay, even if you have not yet hit puberty, and even if you have not yet find other sexes appealing sexually, then socially, we all know that people have boyfriends and girlfriends and get married and do all that stuff. So it is fairly feasible that Riley has simply constructed the imaginary perfect boyfriend in her mind because that is socially relevant to the people that she is constantly around. But we do know that she has not yet hit puberty. So let's discount sexuality, all right? Let's say that even though that she has male and female emotions in her head, that does not particularly indicate that she is bisexual, since that is finding something else attractive, all right? Whereas we want what's inside of a person, okay? So sex, she is female, that's biological, all right? That's the bits that's attached. Her sexuality is yet to be determined because that usually is emerged when the person hits puberty. And since that has not happened yet, we're discounting sexuality. Therefore, we do not know if Riley is heterosexual, homosexual, or bisexual, or pansexual, or any of it. All right, so most of the theories right there that you see on YouTube are out. Okay? Next, we're talking about gender. Now, if she identified as purely female, then it would make sense that all of her emotions would be female. Likewise, if she was transgender and identified as a male trapped in a female's body, to use the common phrase, then it would make sense that all of her emotions would be male. However, those are not the case. So what does that leave? That only leaves gender fluid. Whereas you don't identify as male or female, and you do not identify as transgender either. Which means that having 3 female emotions in her head and 2 male emotions in her head, this probably indicates that Riley is really gender fluid. Alright, so that is my theory. We do not know if Riley is bisexual, but we have a good indication that Riley is actually gender fluid. So let me know what you think about this theory in the comments down below. And also let me know what your favorite Pixar theory is total. Now I'm not talking about the big Pixar theory, although that could be your favorite, but any theory relating to a Pixar movie. Let me know in the comments down below. Now if you like this video, go ahead and subscribe. Great videos like this are coming out every Wednesday and Sunday, where I show you it's okay to be a man and a geek at the same time. In fact, if you want more manliness or geekiness in your life on a daily basis, check out beardvsgeek.com for some awesome weekly articles and a weekly podcast as well. Or you can watch these 2 videos right here, some great manliness and geekiness right there in video form. Because after all, if the women don't find you manly, they should at least find you geeky. And then until next time, don't go shaving on me.